Welcome to this week's vlog. Last week we had the Great Yorkshire Show, which was a fantastic success. Lots of stakeholder engagement, a marquee which was absolutely packed with members. And the real highlight was over 600 letters going to Labour MPs from members that visited the stand, highlighting the really genuine concerns around the proposals to inheritance tax and how it will impact your farm and your family and your ability to invest for the future. This week we've seen the headlines of the food strategy published. Now, there are some good bits in there, but our overlying concern when you tie it back to the inheritance tax policy is that they're taking food production for granted. They really need to have a joined up policy right the way across government that recognises that food production doesn't just happen, that it's you, farmers on the ground, that are producing the raw ingredients for the largest manufacturing sector in this country. And they really need to drive the ability for you to invest for the future, because that's what will deliver food security, and that's what can deliver a thriving food and farming industry. Yesterday, on Thursday, we had Daniel Zeichner, the Food Security Minister, down in Devon, visiting Gatcombe Farm. Now, Gatcombe's been in the headlines because of the work they've done on TB, and not all of our members would agree with everything that's been shown. I think where we do all agree is that utilising the latest technology and testing techniques gives us an ability to try and put farmers more in control of this disease. We know that we need the ability to use targeted wildlife control in hotspot areas where the disease is out of control and where there is a reservoir in the wildlife. And we will continue to work on government to try and help them understand why that policy is so important. But yesterday was all about how we can use enhanced testing to try and put farmers more in control of this disease and enable you to manage it out of your herds where it may be endemic. It was fantastic to have the Minister down there, and I think we all felt it was a very valuable meeting. Now, behind me you see a crop of potatoes, and there's been a lot going on with abstraction licensing recently and restrictions to the ability to take surface water. I'm now going to hand over to Rachel, who's going to bring that work to life.
You don't need me to tell you how dry it is. We're all feeling the effects on our farm. We've had a small amount of rainfall here, which has just about kept some grass in front of our cattle. But I know many of you are not in that situation. This week I attended the National Drought Group. It's very, very clear that water stocks are low throughout the entire country. And it would not surprise me if any further temporary usage bans came into effect. My ask to you is that you use water sparingly. If you are an abstractor, make sure that you're in touch with your local environment agency to ensure that you're fully aware of the current water flow situations. You will have seen from the press that some of our abstractors had their rights taken away from them overnight. We've been working hard in collaboration with the Environment Agency, and a huge amount of thanks to the local IDBs. And we've been able to get some water to some of our members. Not all of them, I'm afraid, but we'll continue to try and get some to them. This is a prime example of why we've got to take water more seriously. We've got to ensure that when we're at flood, we store that water for later use. We have investment on-farm reservoirs. We make sure that we manage water better. And we'll keep doing what we're doing on behalf of our members. And I don't wish to say it out too loud, but let's pray for a little bit of rain, please. Thank you.
It's Farm Safety Week next week, and we have to recognise that we still have a terrible record on farm safety. Far too many people are still dying and being seriously injured on our farms. Complacency is perhaps one of the biggest challenges. People think that it's something for other people to worry about until the worst happens, and then they can't do enough. I want to take the opportunity of Farm Safety Week for everybody to think about how we can work more safely on our farms, how we can make a difference ourselves, so that next year at Farm Safety Week, we can look back on a record to be proud of.
Thank you very much for listening to this week's vlog, and we look forward to updating you next week. Thank you.